Shooting guard, they have Nick Stauskas. They have a lot of great shooting guards, and they're developing their guys. You know what I mean? So I believe I can come in and just continue to get better along with those people, and I can play with somebody like DeMarcus Cousins, and he'll spread the floor out, so I can be able to make shots and help, and I can learn under Rudy Gay or somebody like that. So so Sacramento Kings are a great organization, and I'll be lucky to play for them as well.
You moved around a lot. I mean, part of it obviously 10 years old, the Katrina, and high school, and it wasn't in Texas, it was in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And I was going to school in Kansas, so you've had what's called a peripatetic background.
Yeah.
Has that kind of helped you? Is that all by your choice? I mean, in retrospect, I'm just kind of curious to get your thoughts. Obviously, couldn't help you from New Orleans. We can understand that.
From the age 9, I was always on the go. Whether it was through basketball, whether it was moving legitimately to a different home, I've always been on the move. So that kind of helped me out, and it kind of helped me be a better young man, because I could see different faces, I could see different environments in different places. So those things are allow me to be where I'm at today, because if it wasn't for those situations, I wouldn't be here.
You're a sharp guy. I mean, when you're at Kansas, was your thought of saying, "Hey, look, let me get my college degree"? I mean, you're pretty bright. I get the feeling you didn't just live for basketball.
No. I definitely want to go back and get my degree. That's something that I want to put 100, maximum effort into getting. I know it'll be a while before, because I have such a crazy schedule. But I definitely want to get that, and being able to branch out outside of basketball when I'm done with basketball.
What field of interest? What would have interested you if you didn't have this?
A lot of things. The basketball brings me a lot of resources. So I don't really know right now. But I definitely, I'm good with my words. I'm good at, keeping cool when I talk. So I can definitely get into something like on the ESPN level, or, just being able to branch out and do whatever I want to do, pretty much.
Kelly, how has your faith affected your journey?
Faith in God? Oh, man, I put God first. I pray every night, you know what I mean? I pray for, strength. I pray for guidance. Because, it's a crazy world, and it's a crazy situation I'm going through. And if I don't have God, then I don't have anybody, you know what I mean? I definitely believe in that strongly. So, I'm blessed to be where I'm at today. And, it's because of God. It's all because of God. So, thank you.
When you left New Orleans, did you have any idea that you wouldn't be going back? What was that situation?
Now, at 9 years old, man, you really don't even think about not going back to your home city because you have friends. I thought I was going to go back from the day we left. You know what I mean? When my dad told me we weren't going to go back, I was kind of shocked. But it was a decision. He was like, "Please stick with me on this, son. I love you. I have your best interest." So he made me feel comfortable. And we made that move, and it was something that I stuck with. I rode by my dad.
And you went from New Orleans to Houston.
Yeah.
And what was there? There was a pretty big community of New Orleanians.
We were living in hotels. You know what I mean? We were living in our car for like a day or two. You know what I mean? So we were moving around. It wasn't an easy time for us. My dad didn't have his job. And it was chaos. So we handled it well, man, and I'm here today because of that. Because if my dad didn't show me how strong he was in that situation, I wouldn't have never saw what a true soldier looks like.
Do you remember what happened? I'm sorry, when the storm was coming, and you knew that when it struck you that okay, we're gonna have to leave?
We had just moved into a new house in New Orleans, so we was in the house, just talking like, man, we were watching the news. They were saying the storm is going to be pretty bad. If you want to evacuate, that'd be the smartest thing to do. But if you don't, you know what I mean, you don't have to. So my dad was like, I don't have a good feeling about this. The night before the storm, we packed our stuff and we rode out to Houston. So we got there the next morning, and we saw the news, and it was crazy. We saw flooded, we saw bodies in the water floating. So it was something that was, I would never forget.
But you were there before the real chaos and all the flooding.
Yeah.
That came out.
Yeah.